Alright, what's good everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It has been a minute where I've done a little sit down talk video, kind of updating everybody. I wanted to give a little life update, see where I'm at, let you guys know what's going on with the channel, what's going on with me, and future plans and goals. So for some of the OG subscribers, you probably noticed that the channel name has been changed from Subtle Cinematics back to RoyalZProduction. Originally the channel name was RoyalZProduction. I built it up until I partnered with another videographer, started Subtle Cinematics, which is a video production company, changed the YouTube channel name to Subtle Cinematics, and now I've changed it back to RoyalZProduction because I'm actually back on my own and freelancing again. So it's like been a really crazy past 2 months. So I actually decided to leave the company. Honestly, there's no bad blood between like me and Kyle, my old business partner. Funny because we're actually still business partners, but just in a completely different company that actually has nothing to do with filmmaking. And we pretty much work like, I'd say full time on that company. So we do still talk regularly almost every day. Yeah, back to RoyalZProduction, back to just a freelance videographer and just doing my own thing and doing it solo. Oddly enough, like I thought that going into a video production company meant making more money, which isn't always the case. It can be for sure. I mean, shit, maybe if I stuck it out for 10 years, it would be making a whole lot of money or making me personally like a lot of money. But in the short term, it really didn't. And I'm kind of at a point where, you know, when I was freelancing, before we started the company, I was making more money freelancing than when we were, you know, even 2 years into running a video production company. Even though we were filming, you know, projects upwards of $25,000, there was still a lot of overhead that came with running a video production company. That meant purchasing like higher end equipment that we needed for higher end video projects. We at one point had 1 part-time employee and 2 full-time employees. And it is very expensive to have employees in a company, and you know that chews up pretty much majority of your profits. When me and Kyle partnered with each other, we actually barely even knew each other. I just felt, you know, he has something to offer that I don't have skill set wise, and I have something to offer him skill set wise that he doesn't have. So it worked really well. The partnership worked great. It's just when it came down to it, the financials just weren't sitting well with me, and you know I can make much more money as a freelancer and just get further ahead in life because you know I'm not getting any more younger, and yeah, I just kind of wanted to switch things up a little bit and just go back on my own and freelance. The last 2 years or in a little bit has not been a waste of time. I think that it was probably it was actually the best learning experience of my career to date. Even though it was 2 years, I mean, it was pretty crazy too because, you know, we started the company 2 months before the world shut down with COVID-19. So, you know, we started the company in like February of 2020, literally actually like a month or two later, whole world shuts down and we're into isolation and we can't even shoot a video for like probably a good 3 or 4 months. I'd say the first 8 or 9 months of starting the company, we actually didn't even pay ourselves a cent. We didn't pay ourselves a penny out of the company. We just kept reinvesting into the company for new equipment, to hire on another employee, to take on more video shoots. But like I said, it was such a good learning experience because I got to see what it was like actually running a legit video production company and not doing it as a freelancer. And I mean, it has its pros and cons, obviously, whether you're a freelancer or you actually run a more legit video production company. I'd say a really big learning experience as well with running a video production company and actually dissolving it and me and Kyle going our own separate ways is actually learning a lot about the legalities of business. And, you know, myself and I'm sure Kyle, we're both fortunate that neither of us are complete assholes, and we did it in a very clean manner to, you know, wipe our hands clean from the company and go our separate ways from Subtle Cinematics itself. You know, it could have actually technically gone ugly. It can always go ugly with business partnerships. And yeah, I think we're both fortunate that, you know, we didn't give each other a headache when going through the dissolving process of getting out of the company. You know, doing my research, you know, having meetings with like business lawyers and learning the legalities of 50-50 partnerships or just partnerships in small businesses in general. You know, what you're entitled to if you want to get bought out, if you want to dissolve the company, how do you do it? There's just so many different things that I learned and things that I will definitely take into account going forward if I do actually end up partnering with somebody else in a different business, whether it is in video production or has nothing to do with video production. I'm actually, and never thought that I'd be saying this, but I'm going to be switching to Sony. A lot of people are probably watching this and thinking that they would never hear those words come out of my mouth, but yes, I'm going Sony, and for the reason that the autofocus is amazing. All the cameras that I want have IBIS. The image quality is honestly elite, and their mirrorless camera bodies are very good in low light, meaning that for the types of productions that I'm going to be doing, they're not going to be run and gun, but they might kind of feel a little run and gun-ish. And I just think that a red Komodo as a freelancer is a little overkill for me. So yeah, scrapping the Komodo, and I'm going to be going Sony. More specifically, I'm going to start with the Sony FX3, and then I'm going to be getting a B cam, which is going to be the Sony a7 IV. So the a7 IV is going to be like my YouTube live streaming camera slash YouTube camera slash photography rig slash B cam, so second camera angle for like interviews and whatnot. And then the FX3 is going to be my main video camera that I pull up on sets with. Now going forward, I obviously want to put more time into YouTube. I feel that like I've always slacked on YouTube. Like I would pick up the momentum for like a month or two and then it would just completely dip. And I think a lot of that had to do with as well, like running a video production company for the last 2 years. It's like even with employees, there's just so many things going on when running a company. It's not just, you know, going out to a shoot, editing the video, and then, you know, rinse and repeat. It's taking phone calls all the time, checking emails like constantly. It's like one thing after another, rather than being a freelancer where you can kind of make your own schedule. You know, I can take less shoots, but still make more money. And like I mentioned, YouTube live streaming is something that will be coming back to the channel, guys. I want to be doing one YouTube live stream a week, back to normal. Honestly, it's something again that I've slacked on. It's just the other thing too is that I have a Lumix S1 right now. I personally don't actually have the EOS R or the R6 anymore, and using the Lumix S1 is very difficult. Like I just cannot figure out how to live stream off of it. So once I get my FX3 or a7 IV, I'm going to start live streaming again, which should be in the next few weeks or so. But honestly, live streaming was something that was probably in the area of filmmaking was the best thing for my mental health. I feel like I can always get away from like everyday life when I live stream because I, one, get to shoot the shit with creatives, like-minded creatives who are also OGs. You know, we get to formulate like insider jokes and stuff in the live streams for people that are always coming into them and like hopping into them. I love sitting on a live stream for literally 3 hours straight without blinking and just answering people's filmmaking questions to the best of my abilities, because that's something that I just never had when I was coming up as a creative. You know, I'd always ask filmmakers that were at a more superior level than me in my career and, you know, questions about filmmaking, and they would just always leave me on red, never get back to me, and that used to always just piss me off. So I think that's why I really like live streaming and why I like giving my time to the community that's being built. I mean, I appreciate you guys viewing this video right now and subscribing to the channel. Another thing that I might actually start up is maybe a podcast, and I feel like I also like know a lot of creatives in the industry, whether they're local or from abroad, and I feel like it's like, you know, in a snap of a finger, I can get a homie that's a creative to hop on a podcast with me and shoot the shit for an hour or two. And I think that if people really like the YouTube live streams, then I feel like people would like me in a podcast environment. So yeah, maybe we're gonna try that. That probably wouldn't happen till like December area, but that would also be pretty sick as well. Now I feel like I'm just ranting a little bit, but again, little life update and kind of what I have in the works slash I'm thinking of doing is I actually want to shoot my first short doc. So something that's about 30 or 40 minutes in length. I've already come up with a concept. It's going to be revolving around local hip hop artists in the prairies where I live in Saskatchewan. That's something that I've always wanted to do, again, because I've worked with so many local artists multiple times over and over again, and you know, they're all down to be in a short film or a short doc. So, you know, I could get people to meet up with me on a weekend with a snap of a finger to, you know, film a little interview of them and get B-roll shots of them. So I think that I'm going to start scripting a little short doc and actually execute that. That's going to be like a little winter project, and I want to do like a whole premiere on it and stuff too. I've always really wanted to do like some sort of short film or short doc, and I think that a short doc would just like best fit the topic that I want to cover. So that I'm going to keep updates on, and I will for sure have like a full-blown in-depth behind the scenes of how I filmed my first short doc, because that's something that I've never done before and I'm sure is going to be a really cool learning experience. And I guess last but not least, the Learn Freelance Filmmaking music video course. I do need to finish it. I just have not had time, guys. I mean, I was in Europe for about 3.5 weeks, and with the dissolving of, you know, the old company, it's just been a little bit of a gong show trying to get, you know, everything situated as a freelancer. I honestly just haven't had a lot of time and effort to sink into the course, but there is 2 sections that I'm going to finish up with, wrap that course up. Now I do give an exclusive 10% discount to subscribers on this channel, so just use RoyalZ10 at checkout, and I'll leave a link in the description to the checkout page, or if you want to learn more about the music video course, there's going to be a second link in there as well, so you can check it out. So that's pretty much it, guys. It's a pretty simple video, pretty raw. I just wanted to hop on here and just like talk. Like, I feel like I've been procrastinating making this video and procrastinating just any content in general, that it just feels good to be back in the hot seat. And I'm really excited for the future and what the future is going to hold, because I got a lot of really cool things in the works, and I'm just really excited to see where things take me. So with all that being said, guys, thank you everybody for watching. We'll catch you in the next video. Peace.